每次返到嚟里斯本，俾我嘅感覺都係歷久常新。作為一個有幾百年歷史嘅古城，近來有唔少地方都經過翻新同埋活化。而我今日身處嘅就係里斯本最文青嘅地方 LX Factory 啦。曾經呢一度係一個古老做紡織業嘅工業園區，而家已經化身成為創意藝術區啦。有好多特色嘅餐廳、cafe、市集、小店，仲有最靚嘅書店添啊！今日嚟到我都喺度食咗個早餐，亦都買咗手信送俾丫丫。大家下次嚟到都可以打下卡，食下早餐，幾舒服㗎。過去幾年，我哋見證住葡萄牙黃金簽證嘅重要變遷。想當年仍然可以投資房地產市場嘅時候，我哋有唔少嘅客戶都投資咗酒店翻新嘅項目，仲投資咗葡萄牙各地一系列嘅酒店添啊！今次翻到嚟呢，我都有重遊舊地，幫我哋嘅舊客戶了解一下當年佢哋投資嘅酒店究竟而家係發展成點，可以開幕未㗎？而家我身處嘅就係里斯本機場附近嘅 Skyway Hotel 啦。想當年我哋嘅客戶係用咗35萬嘅歐元投資呢一個 site， 到佢哋他日可以攞到國籍嘅時候呢，就可以進行原價嘅回購。究竟佢而家起成點呢？等我哋一齊入去行下，同呢度嘅負責人傾下偈先。Hello, Ms. Allo. Can you give me an overview about the Mercan Group?
So, Mercan Group is a company that was founded 35 years ago. Okay, we are talking about a company focused on immigration business. So, Mercan was one of the companies with other companies in Canada that starts the EB5 program in US and then in Canada. So, we are really focused on the immigration business. So, here in Portugal, we started related on the Golden Visa on 2015. So until then, we focus on the Golden Visa program here in Portugal. From 2015 until today, for example, just to have an idea, we have more than 4,000 clients.
Wow!
So we are talking about big numbers in terms of the country itself. We're talking about 33 hotels related on the Golden Visa investments. So basically is what Mercan Group does, focus on immigration and investments. Yeah.
So what is the current status of the Skyway Hotel?
So this hotel specifically will be the second project in Lisbon. So when we started here in Portugal in 2015, we focused on investment in the Porto city. It's the second biggest city of Portugal. So here in Lisbon, we are talking about Hilton by DoubleTree. So this hotel is nearby the airport. The construction, usually all of the projects that we have at Mercan, it will take around 2 years to be developed and constructed. So in this case, we are talking a project that will be finalized at the end of this year. Probably in January and February we'll start operations.
Have you encountered any challenge or delay during the constructions?
About this project itself, it's pretty smooth. Actually, all the projects we have in Lisbon, because of the city hall, the people that work on all the organizations, it's pretty smooth. So we don't have actually any issues in terms of construction or even the materials, because actually when Mercan invests in a project, for example, just to have an idea, we already have all the materials decided, everything is purchased beforehand, so we don't have any issues at all.
So this site is in very good progress. What about the other sites? I understand some of the sites are already in operational status and some of them are still in constructions.
Yeah, so here in Portugal only we have 33 projects. So 11 of them, they are in operation already, mostly in Porto, because this is when we started all the investments. So here in Lisbon, we have at least 5 projects undergoing. So we are launching 5 new hotels this year only, one of them in Lisbon. So it's basically a total of 11 in operation at the moment, and 17 more or less in development.
Very good. So I understand in light of the changes to the Golden Visa scheme, the Mercan Group have turned this into a new fund. Can you tell us more about the fund?
Yeah, so of course that there is the change of the policy on the immigration. So in October 2023, people that wants to invest for the Golden Visa program were not able anymore to invest in real estate directly. So what Mercan did is what we do all the time, we just need to adapt. So what we did was to take the projects that we have in hospitality and create it in a fund, an investment fund. It is one of the options, more viable options that we have until the moment to invest for the Golden Visa program. So we just put 3 hospitality companies together in a fund. So basically is what we do until this moment. So we have a fund for 140 million euros. Okay, so we are talking about a big investment fund in Portugal. And basically the structure of the fund is related on 3 hospitality companies.
Thank you for your sharing. Now let's have a look at the site together.
Okay, let's go. Thank you.
Is there any recent change of law that we need to know about?
Well, in terms of the Portuguese program, in the last year we witnessed several changes, and very relevant and for the better, if I may say. After the end of the real estate program, people were frightening like, what about now? I cannot go to Portugal anymore. Well, that's not the case. The Portuguese Golden Visa still remains with different options available in terms of investment, but in terms of the changes that were made in the program, I would like to focus mainly on the following: is that before, for you to apply for the citizenship, to start the citizenship process, the 5 years would only start to count after you received your first residence card. Well, not anymore. Because of the delay, the Portuguese government was aware of the trouble and the damage that this was doing in people who invested and were looking forward to receive their cards and in the end applying for citizenship. So what they said is, to compensate these people, they said that the 5 years now, they don't start to count from the date when you receive the card. They started to count from the date of the online submission, from the date where you pay the first analysis fees to the immigration office. So let's say a client was submitted in June 2022, which were most of situations, because in that off year of January to June, the portal was closed. So people were submitted in June 2022. It means that in June 2027, 5 years later, they will be able to apply for citizenship, as long as they fulfill the requirements of after they receive the card. They need to have a residence card active. They need to be here for 7 days a year after receive the card, so before you don't need. You need to present a clear criminal record, keep your investment, and present a Portuguese language certificate. If you do that in 2027, you can start your citizenship process, and at the moment citizenship process is taking like 1 year, 1.5 years. So in general, the overall length of this program can be of like 6.5 years until you get the passport, which is very, very fast if you're considering all the European passport options. The other change was that, as you know, these people were with the residence delayed because of it's well known the backlog that the immigration office in Portugal is facing. So now, actually, in the end of the year of last year, 1 month ago, 1.5 months ago, they reopened all the applications, so to give the chance to the investors, the clients and the families to resubmit their applications just with the demanding for a new criminal record. So if you submitted your application originally with all the valid and certified and translated birth certificate, marriage certificate, single certificates depending on your case, you now just need to present the criminal record. We do the resubmission with these brand new documents and they will schedule the biometrics. So this is a major step through because things are in motion, things are moving forward and they are working. A very good thing, very good news that we learned in January 9th with the meeting we had with the immigration office is that even if you submit your criminal record now, let's say you submit it today and it's valid, and your biometrics are only like 4 or 5 months from now, they will accept your criminal record as long as it was valid today on the date of the resubmission. So this is great. Another change is that now you need to pay for the card fee, 6,045 euros, on your biometric appointment, not later, so before. So they are really moving things forward.
That's really good news. So talking about citizenship, do you have any successful case under the Golden Visa that have successfully obtained citizenship?
Yes, of course. So the success rate in terms of the citizenship relies on each client complying with all these requirements. So as you know, the Golden Visa, it's a temporary residence. You receive a card valid for 2 years, and during these 2 years you need to come 7 days every year, then renew your card, do it again, repeat until you reach the 5 year of residence before you apply for citizenship. If you have complied with the 7 days of mandatory stay, if you have a valid card, if you have the Portuguese language certificate, if you present a clear criminal record, you will be able to apply for citizenship. And the first cases that we submitted, like they started their Golden Visa process in 2017, maybe 2018, they already have their passports. It's just a few of them because some of them are still going with the Portuguese school. They leave it to the latest hour or everything, and yeah, we have cases already with citizenship.
That's really good news. So what are the common refusal reasons for Golden Visa applications and also citizenship?
Okay, so the common reasons are like Portugal, the Portuguese government, the only things they ask if you are a Golden Visa applicant, investor, is for you to keep your investment while the duration of the program, don't commit any crimes, and come 7 days a year. Okay, you'll need to come and submit proofs that you come, submit proofs that you have a clear criminal record, and as long as you do that, you should have no problem at all. Even if you have the refusal, it's not automatic. Okay, this is a process between an individual citizen, even from another country, who presents a request with the Portuguese government. So before, according to our law, before the Portuguese government can refuse you, they must invite you to correct any mistakes or present any needed information that they are requesting from you. As long as you present the information, as long as you give them what it's missing in your file, you should be okay.
So everyone will get approval then?
Yes, if they meet these requirements, yes. Yes.
So a lot of people seems to misunderstood about the concept of permanent residency and citizenship. From my understanding, you don't actually need to apply for permanent residency, but you can go directly straight for citizenship. Is that right?
So yes, that is right. So the thing is, according to the Portuguese citizenship law, you can acquire Portuguese citizenship if you are a resident in Portugal for 5 years. Of course, the Golden Visa, it's a special kind of residence that doesn't allow you to, it doesn't demand from you to live in Portugal in fact. It just demands for you to have the card and to spend the 7 days. So, The temporary residence, it's valid for 2 years or for the length of the card that it's assigned to you, and after that you need to renew it. The difference between that temporary residence and permanent residence is that the permanent residence, it's for life. You don't need to, you can leave your investment because it's no longer a temporary residence, so you'll have it till the end of your life. The only thing that you'll need to renew, it's the plastic, the card itself. So every 5 years or 10 years, depending on your age, you'll need to come to Portugal and to ask for a renewal of the card. But it's a much simpler process. The main difference here is if you are a permanent resident, your children won't be a permanent resident forever. Your grandchildren won't be. So it's not something that you will pass on to them. Your citizenship, it is. If you are a Portuguese and you have children, your children will be Portuguese. If your children have children, they will be Portuguese as well. Your future generations to come, they will all be Portuguese unless they resign, they give up the citizenship. And the other difference is that if you are a Portuguese citizen, even if you never return to Portugal, you should keep your citizenship. The permanent residence, you need to come to Portugal every 2 years, or you can lose it.
Mm-hmm. That's the same concept as in the UK.
Oh yeah? Okay,
yes,
so there you go.
So talking about the next generation, say if I'm a golden visa applicant and I now got my citizenship,
yes.
For my next generation to get that citizenship, do they have to born in Portugal or can they born overseas?
No, they can born overseas, yes.
Okay, so that means once I get my passport, actually my next generation can be born anywhere in the world and they could be Portuguese by birth.
Yes, correct.
Oh, okay, that's really wonderful to know.
Correct. There are some situations where the judicial system, for any reasons, can revoke that citizenship, but they are actually very rare. Okay, and let's say, for example, China. China only allows for you to have one citizenship. If you want to be a Chinese as well, you probably might need to give up your Portuguese citizenship. So, nothing is forever, but if you choose to be, yes, you will be a Portuguese.
And how do we confirm whether or not an investment fund is eligible for the golden visa?
Well, in terms of investment funds eligibility, there are some requirements that the fund needs to meet. First, the minimum investment needs to be 500,000 euros. That's the first thing. Then the fund needs to be at least 60% focused in Portuguese economy activities, okay? Second, because the purpose of they ended the real estate golden visa is to prevent the golden visa investment in real estate. So obviously the fund focus, it cannot be real estate, okay? It needs to be another thing, business. And the second thing is that the time for the liquidation of the fund needs to be over 5 years because it's the length of the golden visa process. So if the fund that you're looking to invest meet these requirements, you should be fine.
One of the questions that I come across from my client was that because we're talking about a long term, like 5 to 7 years, right?
Yes.
So if I'm the main applicant, I make the investment in a fund, but then I pass away for the next 5 years, how would this affect my spouse and children?
Okay, so the investment you made both before in real estate as now in participation units in a Portuguese focused fund is that according to our succession law, the spouse and the children, they will inherit these assets, okay? In terms of the golden visa, this happened before, unfortunately, with some of our clients. They passed away. It happens, it's life. And what happens is they keep the main investor as a reference, but like a virtual reference. And the spouse will succeed just for the purpose of the golden visa as the main applicant, okay? So what will happen is that in the portal, it will still appear the deceased main investor as the main investor, and the family will be able to keep and renew their residence cards because they are in fact owners now of the assets and the investments who allows them to have the golden visa.
So this means that, say, if the main applicant unfortunately passed away at year 3, actually it doesn't affect the spouse and children. They can still apply
Yes, they can
for
still
citizenship,
apply.
at year 5.
They will still need to present like a death certificate for the late investor to show that and present this information to the immigration office. But the residence process should be able to proceed as follows, yes.
So final question,
Please.
as a lawyer, is there any recommendations or suggestions that you want to say to potential clients?
Well, to potential clients, I would say that at the moment, the world is facing a lot of challenges worldwide, Russia, Israel, United States, Europe, anywhere. And you can see that Europe, it's become tighter in terms of programs. Not just Portugal, but Greece, they tighten up their program. Spain, they tighten up their program. Ireland, they finish their program. So these things are available now, but they won't be here forever. So my advice would be, if you are considering it, the sooner you do it, the better. Because when you take a decision to do it, it can be too late. So take advantage of it while it's here and while you can do it.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. It was my pleasure.
Thank you. 今集同大家一齊回顧咗葡萄牙黃金簽證近年嘅變遷，仲訪問咗葡國嘅律師。喺我嘅經驗之中，能夠有一個出色同埋有經驗嘅律師真係好重要㗎。因為由你初次申請黃金簽證，到你攞到永居或者國籍，都起碼需要6到7年嘅時間。而我哋亦都好慶幸啊，過去幾年呢，我哋都有好嘅葡國律師幫我哋嘅客戶遞交申請。今集就講到呢度啦，下集會帶大家一齊去坐電車，記得收睇啦，拜拜。